The management plane consists of operations that affect the storage account itself. For example, you can create or delete a storage account, get a list of storage accounts in a subscription. You can retrieve the storage account keys or regenerate the storage account keys. For the storage accounts created using Azure Resource Manager, rather than giving access to the entire subscription, you can control access on a more finite level to the management plane using role-based access control. Each Azure subscription has an Azure Active Directory. Users, groups, and applications from that directory can be granted access to manage resources in the Azure subscription that use the Resource Manager deployment model. This type of security is referred to as role-based access control. To manage this access, you can use the Azure portal, the Azure command line interface tools, PowerShell, or the Azure Storage Resource Provider REST APIs. With the Azure Resource Manager model, you put the storage account in a resource group and control access to the management plane of that specific storage account using Azure Active Directory. For example, you can give specific users the ability to access the storage account keys, while other users can view information about the storage account but cannot access the storage account keys. When you assign access, you basically assign a role to the account that needs such access. You can control access to the operations used to manage that storage account, but not to the data objects in the account. For example, you can grant permission to retrieve the properties of the storage account, but not to retrieve the properties of a container or data within a container inside blob storage. For someone to have permission to access the data objects in the storage account, you can give them permission to read the storage account keys, and that user can then use those keys to access the blobs, queues, tables, and files. For example, with the virtual machine contributor role, they can manage virtual machines but not the storage account to which they are connected. This role can list the storage account keys, which means that the user to whom you assign this role can update the data plane. As already demonstrated, roles can be assigned to a specific user account, a group of users, or to a specific application. Each role has a list of actions and not actions. For example, the virtual machine contributor role has an action of list keys that allows the storage account keys to be read. In the context of storage accounts, users assigned to the owner role can manage everything including access. The reader role can view information about the storage account except secrets. For example, if you assign a role with reader permissions on the storage account to someone, they can view the properties of the storage account, but they can't make any changes to the properties or view the storage account keys. The contributor role can do anything the owner can do except assign access. Someone with this role can view and regenerate the storage account keys. With the storage account keys, they can access the data objects. There are other roles related to storage account, but one more role I will highlight is the storage account contributor role. Users or applications with this role can manage the storage account. They can read the subscription's resource groups and resources and create and manage subscription resource group deployments. They can also access the storage account keys, which in turn means they can access the data plane. Finally, the ability to define custom roles is a feature that allows you to compose a set of actions from a list of available actions that can be performed on Azure resources.